Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we are back to being outrageous with the TARIC jungle. Obviously this is Light Rocket 2, everyone knows him. I will link his Twitch in the pinned comment and the description, and we are against a My Dream LCS, so let's see how good the Evelyn might actually be. Now TARIC is one of those really interesting champions, purely because he scales so much with armor, and the passive is what really misleads people, that gives him the bonus attack speed. So when he goes fisting and fighting, especially with a PTA rune set classically from the jungle, people will always surprised by the damage. Now with the armor scaling we have, obviously he's better against a more armor heavy comp. We have here 2023 design. We have here bit of magic and, well, actually Ezreal's hybrid, so a lot of magic, armor, and of course magic. Just to pause and let you know that the bootcamp is starting on Monday, January 30th. These are the last few days for you to sign up. $400 coaching giveaway to go with that bootcamp to one lucky bootcamper. We are going to be doing everything for laners and junglers that you need to know. Only last few days for you to sign up. Everything will be available via VOD, so don't worry if you can't necessarily make the lecture times. We are making them as neutral as possible. There's going to be homeworks, games, drills, community, learning everything about League of Legends from laner to jungle. Myself, Coach Kai at Ghost Academy, starting Monday. Sign up, you've nothing to lose, only everything to gain. 1 division, 2 divisions, seasons are short, you need the information. Join up. And of course also scale with some AP, especially that passive, and does some bonus magic damage. So we get the AP and the armor, nice scalings on our abilities, but obviously the max HP shield, the 7% max HP shield, is the giga thing that can kind of bait people in. Now, I had to just pause that because he got stuck in the wall according to the replay, even though he was just standing still, just didn't move. So Evelyn got leashed on the bottom side, is going up. We have the Ashe. We see this. However, it is a current ganking meta, is it not? I mean, you can farm at the moment, but yeah, we want to go mid lane. And we want to make sure we hit that stun. And the attack speed, I mean, use a spell, get the attack speed, get the bonus damage proc. So much coming through for those early ganks. It's something that no one ever expects. And I think this is the absolute benefit. Oh my goodness gracious me. We have an Evelyn here showcasing some blue side bottom lane magic and 3 camping in the bottom lane gank and then telegraphing where she's going next. Obviously, this means that the TARIC is going to say, well, that's perfect, because champions like this, champions like the Ornn, champions like the Evelyn, etc., are always going to want to avoid meta junglers. We're just going to want to do our thing, right? And obviously with the 20% reduction in counter jungling, this is highly risky if you're seen doing it. So the Evelyn should know, listen, I compromised my entire clear just to affect this gank on the bottom lane, right? As Light Rocket goes ahead and says, hey, TARIC can do these camps absolutely fine. There's a lot of fighting in the bottom lane, but we want to see the TARIC just to speed it how we do this, using a spell, getting the bonus damage, getting the attack speed proc. Just stand still and heal yourself when you get those charges, and yeah, pretty straightforward. In the meantime, the Evelyn's gone back and killed the Ashe. The Maokai showed up, also the support position. The Ezreal now has the lead over the Twitch, who was pushed out of lane, you know, by a death, and the Evelyn gets away with it. But of course, very low. In the meantime, we're gonna go top lane here. Let's just make sure we rewind that. Sorry, when there's 2 things going on, we gotta kind of watch everything, don't we? So this is absolutely perfect from the TARIC's perspective. And I'll talk about it in a second once things cool down. We're going to try and help out by healing our Irelia and getting those mega stuns such that she survives. Does she ever survive? Wow. So the W tether coming in pretty big actually for the bonus armor, because obviously you want to be tethered and close together, and she gets the bonus armor as well. It's not that much at this point. We're looking at 6 armor, but hey, when you live with like 2, 3, 4, 5 HP, game of margins, my friends. So let's just recap a little bit because it's been quite an exhaustive game. We essentially have here the Evelyn compromising a 3 camp into the bottom lane gank, knowing full well that the enemy jungler started topside and could do the same exact thing, except from here we can easily counter jungle because 2 solo lanes. When you try and do this on the bottom side, 2, 3 people, it's more difficult. And that's also something you have to reconcile. The Evelyn was better off just starting topside and going down, because the TARIC would have nowhere to go, would have to go this way, and basically it would be a completely different game. In the meantime, Evelyn does get away with getting a red buff, and TARIC has said, hey, I'm going to go back and do the Grump. Really nice vertical early ganking maneuvers, and now we're basically saying, hey, I know that this gangplank has no sums. Let's see if we can just move this icon. There we go. Let me go ahead and say hello once more to you, good sir. Can I give you some stuns? No, we cannot. We're just going to use a spell, get our auto attack passive here. We, of course, have Zahil. We have the shield that we can use as well. The Irelia is going to try and hit her stun. Stun into stun equals dead person. Pretty straightforward, actually. So, yeah, very easy. Obviously, that's when you bind to an allied champion, okay? So you get that shield. It's not something that just kind of pops up like a Mordekaiser. Yeah, too much otherwise. Now the Irelia is going to push this wave up here. We have the Akali with the Cassante in the mid lane. We finally go back to base, full mana, thank goodness, and we're going for that juicy Catalyst Catalyst of Aeons plus the Sheen. This is a classic spicy build, actually. TARIC used to run actually a lot of champions. Alistars, Maokais, a lot of the AP tanky boys in top lane, when you can flex them in that direction, I would go for your Rod of Ages kind of builds. It would be very fun and interesting to play that kind of style with a Sheen, right? Especially when you have, as long as you have a Sheen proc, it is always really good. And obviously going into the Iceborne Gauntlet gave you that slow plus the mana plus the haste, or in that case, CDR. So you had such quick stuns, such stickability, and they couldn't kill you. And because of the AP scalings on our tank spells, we were good to go as well. So here, obviously, we want to make sure we press the W, get the shield. Obviously, that allows us the E on both the Twitch and ourselves. So we're going to try and double root this here if possible, but we're holding it as long as possible. The Twitch's hits nothing, ours does, but Evelyn counter ganks here and gets the kill. So little bit of an overcommit from our TARIC jungle, and obviously, huge wave, Twitch is behind, Evelyn's most likely in the area because you stole all her top side. We've seen a repeat gank bottom lane, it's a bot ganking meta. Things we have to keep tabs on, I think. But overall, not so bad. We'll take that. Cassandra and Akali, I know that all out is how we got here. It's just really funny to look at a 3v3 and then you see two mid laners just dicing it over a blue buff. Always fun. Level 5 Raptor Camp, which means we get the bonus experience that Riot gave to us after the first round of hotfixes 2 months ago or so. In the meantime, we're not too concerned about Evelyn, although at this stage, it's unlikely she's going to want to go and solo a dragon. She doesn't have that same potential, and her bottom lane is just resetting, and most likely she's going to finish the scuttle and go back to base or keep on sequencing, depending on the nature of the game. But because she is most likely going to have to detach here, Cassandra's in the lane, they're back in base. Could we hop over? Let's see. Show us, sir. Yes. Right. E. Auto attack. Auto attack. Obviously, we had a little bit of a shield there. Heal ourselves. E again. Very dynamic. It goes by faster than I thought. It's still not quite that fast. I mean, it's just, I'm spoiled a little bit. When you play Mundo, you just like 2 hits and go about your business. Jungler shows 1 second somewhere else, it's a free dragon. Always, every time. But I like these. When you're blue side, this is the kind of sneak. This is the map advantage, right? The red side has the map advantage for the Herald. You have the map advantage for the dragon. It's always important to go do those things, and no one will ever think an off-meta jungler can do that. They'll never think, hey, the TARIC's going to go ahead and solo that dragon. So anything that can surprise the enemy is always a good idea when you're playing off-meta. Always. And now what we're doing, basically, is we snack this up, we walk across vision, so we know their source, they know we're going this direction. We could essentially translate this into a straight gank bottom lane, but they would see us. What we do is we float to the top side here, knowing the Evelyn most likely is going to try and counter gank us, counter junglers, but can we beat her 1v1? That is the eternal question. Akali is prio too. Evelyn's 6 though. Let's see. Where'd she go? Did she just run away? Yeah. There's no ways you can stay. And I know it's typical. You want to say, but my laners would never rotate. They do. They do. More often than you think, actually. But the problem is you force them to rotate on bad plays and bad situations. And so it doesn't feel like they're actually rotating to good plays. Gangplank and Evelyn have re-shot up again and said, hey, can we kill you? And obviously, as an off-meta player, I live in paranoia for this. This permanently makes me feel very afraid all the time. As soon as I have the rotation for the camps to help, I'm like, nice. And then I carry on in the next camp, he disappears, Evelyn's like, question mark. Are they coming or not? I mean, you have to kind of do the camp. That's why just make sure those control wards, when you're an off-meta jungler, control wards, right? Slap one here, slap one here. Always have them in pocket, all right? And the reason I have 2 is because if I say put this one here, did the dragon, or put this one here, loop background, did the dragon, it's no good to me anymore here because I know Evelyn should in theory also be topside for Herald, for red, etc. If she shows up here and I have rotations to help me, I would slap it right there. Now I'm protected should someone show up and I can react accordingly. Evelyn also kills the Aurelia on the top side again using camo. One of the best solo carry junglers. People always think, hey Evelyn, can you solo carry with this champion? Yes. Yes you can. And we shall observe what happens when she faces a TARIC, because remember, TARIC's a scaler. TARIC's the ultimate gamer, literally with the ultimate. And of course, Evelyn's pushing this fine, right? She knows she can get away with killing the TARIC. The burst procs are what you need in these situations. We didn't waste our ult unnecessarily, obviously, in their death, but if you're an off-meta jungler and you're susceptible to this kind of play, 2 control wards, move it around all the time, always protect your flank, always, or tragedy, what happened. But this is, it's a little bit better than, it's a lot better than Cassandra jungle, I can tell you that much. I did a lot of Cassandra jungle. And the clear speed really sucks. You know, even though he's a good champion and he's a strong champion, he's just he needs to snowball and essentially scale, quote unquote. But in the jungle, you just don't have the ability to kind of use that PvP nature that he wants. Like, he wants to fight to get those leads and to keep using those Qs. Just don't have the same impact. But in the meantime, TARIC does. You see the pings there on the top lane. Evelyn might look to repeat gank. Obviously, we lost the Herald from this, so flanking to the bottom side is a good move. We're scanning. Ash arrow goes in. We have the W should we need. We have the E should we need as well. Kali snacks that kill and takes unnecessary tower shots. We'll give him a juicy heal and we'll grab ourselves a third of a plate. At this point, yeah, I agree. If you need some cash money, there's no real place to go. Looking at the map here, Evelyn's a big question mark. I anticipate anyone overstaying here dies to the Evelyn, most likely. We have this ping here, the red ping here, and of course, we have one camp on the map, so fall back to the camp. The benefit of the off meta. All right, as you look at this, you're like, but this doesn't seem so great. You're a supportive, tanky jungler. You're not gonna be a 1v9 solo carry jungler, but you can affect carry on your team if they feel the benefit of your ganks and you can help them get a lead and you can team fight and use your ultimate properly. So, Evelyn summons a Herald, 2 minutes till plate's expiration. We're just gonna grab ourselves some cash money. Maokai shows up like an idiot. Okay, good. I thought the Maokai was gonna like join in to split the plates, but between the Evelyn and the Cassandra is where you want the plate gold to go. If you're the support, unless you're like some hyper carry that's fed and you actually are gonna carry the game, don't steal plate gold. Please. Please don't do that. Evelyn now moves to counter jungle our Grump. We get the stun, leaving base. Ash arrow flies through, more stuns. Maokai shows up over the wall, and Evelyn is forced to ult out, isn't able to kill us. We still have our ultimate now. We can use our ultimate on ourselves, actually. It's a oh, Ash as well, but it doesn't really do anything. Akali kills the Evelyn in the back line. Remember to keep using that W for the shield and the target swaps, and of course, getting those E stuns as well. We are leaving Cassandra to die, and Akali's going to TP to the bottom lane to kill the Ezreal, I hope. Let's see. Nice. Take a grab. So what you're seeing here is champion who will win team fights very, very easily if you know how to play him. Will he solo carry in the jungle like an Evelyn and kill everybody on the map 1v9? No. Although, in the last time we did this video, it was a TARIC versus Kindred jungle, and they 1v1'd over the Raptors, and the Kindred went melee queuing in, as all Kindreds do when they get ego, and the TARIC was just like, but now I'm going to use stuns and you're going to die. So we've got 4 points into our heal here. You see the charges going up on the bottom left. It's kind of small, but in-game you'd see it. And then we've got 2 points into the E. Man, the mana hungriness is absolutely insane though, isn't it? The mana hungriness is absolutely ridiculous. Really crazy. Really, really crazy, actually. Not used to seeing something just have mana just deplete. It's like an energy bar almost, isn't it? Like an energy bar. I mean, I know the closest I can think of a regular jungler is a Hecarim, maybe. Hecarim players run out of mana very quickly. And when you don't go mana, like we just saw in the recent Hecarim video, you can see that it's fine and sustainable and playable in the current game state, but it's not something where it's like, I really want to play it without the mana moon. The mana moon is just so good. So much damage, so much mana, never have to run out. Whereas TARIC's just like, I've used a small combo and a spell here. Like, you keep using spells because you're spamming, you're just out of mana. You really need the blue buff. Kind of keep yourself physically able on the map. There you go. Scanning, again, I always recommend the control wards, but we are going Itemization Garden Shop. We have almost enough here for the Frozen Fist or Iceborne Gauntlet. Yeah. Ash Arrow is always cinematic. Now, when you've got 2v1 here in the support roaming with an Evelyn, it's important that you kite back here. We'll hit this to detect him. Evelyn's a big question mark. Like, is she coming here again now? Nah, she's not. That's why you gotta have these control words, my friends. I know it's always like, save the money, 75 gold investment. That nets you 300, 400, 500, 1,000 gold in kills and by extension camps and counter jungling. It's always worth it. It's low risk. It's low risk is only upside. There's no downside. Don't buy 25. But if you can get yourself, 6 to 8 a game, and that's already on the high side for most junglers. If you place them well against low elo junglers, you probably don't need to buy more than 4 or 5, honestly. But against an Evelyn, I will always buy as many as possible and move them around the whole time, and she gets so irritated. Every time. And the Ash Arrow's up again because apparently that's a thing that exists. We're unstoppable, we're moving, and we're getting slowed. And most likely, I think we might die. Stay away from the wall if he has all out, but there you go. So, 3, 2, 4. 7 of 12 KP, 1 solo Dragon Hextech early. Should have and could have maybe played around that Herald a little bit, but unfortunately, lacking a vision and death allows Evelyn to get a freebie. That's fine, as is life. Ailo, you know, you take one, I take one. Let's see who wins in the mechanics department. Now, the Evelyn, the Maokai, there we go. Good E, very good E. Gotta be around your team here. You will be down a level, you might be down 2 levels, but if you're only down 2 CS, that's great. That's very, very good. All right, what are we gonna do next here? Nothing up, place a control ward. We are protected by our, we are protected on the flanks from the Evelyn, who most likely should go ahead and snack this one, which it looks like they are. Very good. Maokai's just Poma roaming, isn't he? Now we're up in CS. When they take time to do Heralds and Dragons, you can typically catch up in CS. Always a good time. Now we're shadowing in the mid lane, so here, the benefit of something like this is the 1-3-1. Aurelia top, Akali bottom lane, we can join them. We want to shadow this, be close. The Evelyn's a big question mark here. Again, always, always, always. This tower is dead. I think you should give it up or Evelyn's going to kill you. Well, actually, new towers. True. New towers. I saw an Echo in a coaching session from mid lane, who stole the Herald from his jungler, go bottom lane, right? And, actually, no, he was the jungler, excuse me. And he dropped the Herald, thinking it would kill 2 plates. Didn't. Figured he would only need to do 1 auto. Couldn't, and died. And it lived with about that much HP. It was quite funny, actually. So, the new towers are baiting people out everywhere, but hopefully not most. If you 1.75 plates, you'll get the kill. Just, you know, don't run and think you're going to one-shot it. The increased resistances really are doing their job. A little bit of a quiet early to mid-game phase. Not too much happening here, but I can see. Let me look at the timeline. Yeah, I can see. Things are about to ignite and go huge. Let's see what's going on. We're going to hold this wave here. No doubt Evelyn will show up. Maokai's going to go in. We're going to have an ult ready to go. The Gangplank's going to ult there. The Evelyn's going in here. We don't ult. The Ash Arrow cross map. Beautiful Ash Arrow. Absolutely beautiful Ash Arrow. Into, of course, the Gem Light Stun. Dazzle. I didn't know what it was called. And now we're going to flash in. Flash, R, Q of the wall, double root again. Beautifully done. Akali rotates from the bottom lane. She has prior, gets the kill. Into the stun, into the auto attack. We'll take that kill. Thank you so much. We do have the Iceborne Gauntlet now. Remember, now we are going to start to come online. This thing here is just because we need it. That's why typically you'd see like... Am I tripping? Or there was definitely a Fimbulwinter build. There was definitely a Fimbulwinter build at one point. I'm pretty sure has done some Fimbulwinter builds. The item I feel like started off so cool and fun and like, hey, look, mana scaling on tank atomization and a shield and frozen heart, and now with Abyssal Mask actually having mana, you can actually do stuff with that, right? And here you can see that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to go for the Abyssal Mask. So the Catalyst gives us that that mana and sustain we need, plus the HP, because of course we have HP scaling in our kit. Evelyn goes in. Akali basically kills the Evelyn, says, are you sure about that? We want to go for the wall, but we have Ghost, no Flash. We just want to W the Akali here to kind of bind to her, but we're out of range now for bonus resistances. And again, the armor doesn't really do anything against an Evelyn, but it will do against the rest of the team. Really being fed from our top lane gank is really good. Like, we got mid lane fed, we got top lane fed, we kind of helped bottom lane. Look at that root, really, really beautifully done. Keep the auto attacks going. Got the heals from got the heals from the Q stacks. That was over before it began. Oh, flashing the stun. Like, you have to flash the stun. It's so insane to me that you see that coming and people just don't flash it. It's like the thrush hook that's gonna hit you, just flash it. Respect, flash the stun. Respect, flash it. The hook, respect, flash everything. Because if you don't, you get hit there, you're doomed. Done. Kapst. End of your life in the game. And of course, now we will finish the Dragon. Ash is there. Hey, thank you so much, finally. Feels like we've been lacking in that a little bit. But, I mean, 119 CS, we're keeping equal with the Evelyn. We support our team in a better way. We have full tank atomization. We will have the Unmake passive on the Abyssal Mask as well. Super, super good to amplify our own personal damages on our team, plus giving us a magic resist against theirs. This is looking not so bad here. But again, you are not a solo carry. I keep reiterating it because people get so stuck in saying, hey, yeah, but, like, could you climb to Master Tier Challenger? I mean, yes, you can, but you have to be such a savant with your champion. It's not even the jungling that needs to necessarily be good, because the whole point of off-meta junglers is to get to the point in the game when your champion, it didn't matter that you queued jungle. Like, you could have been any role. You just ended up 15-20 minutes. You are TARIC. You are Aurelia. You are Evelyn. Obviously, those champions come from certain roles, but the point is, in off-meta is to survive, thrive, be equal as much as possible, get to the point where your champion is strong, and you could execute at any role. Your champion is what your champion has is what you bring to the table. So when I play Zyra, it's the same thing. Except with Zyra having high econ, I can do a lot more, right? I can be like your mid lane mage. But once you get into those later stages, hey, it was like I was a mid lane mage, but I didn't have to go mid lane and die to a Zed 85 times. I could just avoid the Evelyn. At this point, I one-shot the Evelyn, but you know what I mean. Control ward, avoid Evelyn. See, this is much better now. This is much better now. Okay, we want to kind of flex into the Baron here because we've got 2 Drakes. We want to kind of see if we can get in. There you go. That's why we do it. The charm into the Maokai, into the Evelyn is pretty good, but no one's able to get onto it, and the root does not go through. Huge and unfortunate for the Evelyn. The Maokai was not ready to. He should have flashed for that. She would have been able to kill people. The Evelyn tries to kill the Ashe, doesn't do it. TARIC holds that ultimate as long as possible, and this is what people hate. It's this right here. That TARIC ultimate was disgusting. No one could die. Invulnerability, charge up time, nothing dies, and the whole enemy team is wiped. That's why TARIC was the more annoying part of the funnel with Yi. As disgusting as it was in every sort of metric, and I hate it, it should never come back, the problem was, eventually you could CC and kill Yi, but if TARIC pressed R, it didn't matter. When you CC'd him, he lived. Oh, that would have been cool. That would have been cool if that had hit, definitely. And I feel like it's worth noting that his passive actually reduces your ability cooldowns by 1 second. So if you can kind of activate this, that's why you have such a cooldown spam on the heal, because that's like 1.89 seconds with this amount of haste at this point, so you have quite a bit of it. We're going to W the Akali there for the shield, which of course shield ourselves. We're going to stun this guy, we get a passive, we get to keep auto-attacking, we have 4 stacks, which gives it like almost 300 heal. Our damage on the E is also about 300, and we can just keep fisting and fighting. We have the Iceborne Gauntlet, the slows, the tankiness, we have the... oh, well... I mean, that's a great example of what a solo TARIC monster can do before he dies, which I think was fair play. I don't really want to throw away the Baron, though. Celavi. I mean, she's in the top lane here. Why is everyone always out of mana this game? He's like, no mana in this game whatsoever. Permanent empty mana bars when I'm looking at it. I thought there was actually a replay glitch at one point. Like, out of mana, out of mana, out of mana. Everyone's out of mana. What's going on? Looking for some camps, get nothing. Cassandra says, can we play? Evelyn's dead, which is huge. We're dead, let's speed this up. There we go. Oh, look at him. Not my favorite skin. I prefer the more glamorous skins. I don't like the beach skins almost at all, to be honest with you. They're not... I mean, I'm not a summer guy. Some people are summer guys. People. Alright, we're going to rotate to the mid lane here. We see the Cassandra going all out to his demise, it seems. He does fall. We were taking our camp, so we rotate up to the mid lane now, get the red to the Twitch. We don't have a lot of map pressure, actually. So what we're effectively looking to do here, if you're playing this kind of champion, a tanky champion, any supportive champion, who is the win con? Who do I need to shield? Who do I need to peel? Who do I need to stun with? Who do I need to be next to? Who needs the ultimate? Always, right? Target swapping as well in fights. That hits. Okay, we got the Q up again. W is used, the root is activated, we have ultimate. I'm looking at the old cooldown just to see when we can fully channel it. We got our E up as well. Kiting back here, okay, so it's tower, falling back, tower and discipline. We're looking really for one more fight. Like, we have a 3k gold lead, it's pretty close, but we are TARIC. We have 2 items plus bombies. I think, I mean, effectively, if I was in this situation, the farming was okay. If I wanted to really turn up the farming, I would probably just have an earlier bombies just to make sure I can good smite, just to make sure I can kind of amp up the counter jungling, etc. But in a game when you can trust your teammates, it's fine. And lower elos, I might want the farm, right? You might want the 7 CSPM. Evelyn was seen here counter jungling. She went Lichbane. Evelyn went Lichbane, guys. I mean, I know you effectively still can, and I've always been the Evelyn Lichbane enjoyer. That's my thing. But that was Season 8, Season 9. Now you just go Death Cap. Go Shadow Flame if you don't have cash money at all. That was a beautiful double root into the ult activation. They can do absolutely nothing about it. Absolutely nothing at all. You see there the heal plus the shield onto the Akali so she can actually go ahead and do her things. In a closer game, that will be... Sorry, Aurelia? Who knows? Everyone's dashing everywhere. We got an Akali, an Aurelia, and a Cassandra in this game. Absolutely monstrous. See, this is the kind of stuff... This is what wins games, but isn't 1v9. It is, but it isn't. You get it. So we get the kill here. We get the smite on the Ezreal, most importantly. Now we get the slow from the Ice Wall Gauntlet. Perfect, right? We've gotten our slow. We've gotten everything else. Now what we do is we move in with our E, double root, okay? We press the ultimate right now because we can see their whole team is about to collapse on our team. We have low HP targets here. We need to keep them alive. We're in the front line. We want to be invulnerable. This is also good. You don't always have to save that ultimate for the end. Too many TARICs do that. For the E's, for the funnels, just press it and go. Go. Off you go. What do you do if they just run at you invulnerably? Yeah, let's go with it. Why not? Beautifully done. So many stuns into that that Evelyn, that Ezreal. There we go. We got there in the end. They both begin with E. Really beautifully done, and obviously the W target swap was nice. So I mean, that's for context at a 10-second cooldown at this point. But obviously with the passive, look at this, you see it dips, it keeps going down, right? So you've got the 2.01 seconds now in the charges. Just, that's what I was referring to, not like the actual ability. Yeah. You just keep the cooldown going through, but now we're out of mana again. So, very mana hungry, very fun champion. When it's executed correctly, can be absolute win con. Like, he's basically an Ivern in that sense. Like, you play like an Ivern. Find the win con, play around the win con, heal the win con, shield the win con, stun their win cons, and make your whole team invulnerable, and you should have a really fun time. Stacked game, fun game. Just like, share, and comment if you enjoyed, and as always, I will see you all in the bootcamp or in the next tutorial.